Good morning, everyone. This is my tutorial slash demonstration video on the fairly new TFDi MD-11 that came out, I think, about 2 weeks ago at this point. I've learned this airplane to a pretty good level. I am a retired real-world pilot. I used to fly Lears and Citations, Falcons, King Airs. Never flew anything like this, but I sure do enjoy flight simulating now, since I've been out of the business for 14 years. Okay, enough about me. Let's get started. We're going to go from Orlando to Atlanta today, the MD-11. We're parked over here at Airside 4, gate number 71, and start the airplane from a cold and dark condition. Let's go outside here, just check out what we got hooked up. We got the rampers ready to go, and air conditioning unit set up, and we have the jetway connected to left door 2 there. So that'll serve as our quick walk around. Jump up into the cockpit. In real world, we'd go through, you know, checking the ship's paperwork, fire extinguishers, all that stuff. We're not going to do that now. Get too much into it. These circuit breakers don't work yet, although maybe TFDi will one day start bringing these into the systems. Take a quick look around and have a seat. Actually, I do want to open this cockpit door. Take a quick walk back here. I'm also using GSX today. I downloaded the profile for the taxi to gate Orlando Airport. I also have the profile for the MD-11, so we'll see how well it does loading up the passengers here. And they'll be coming in that door there and making their way to the back. Alright, back up into the cockpit. I developed my own checklist for this based on real-world MD-11 pilots and other tutorials that I found. I don't like using electronic checklists. I like having a piece of paper in front of me here. Just more reminiscent of my real-world flying. You can't see my checklist, but you'll hear the items on it. Obviously, you know, I'm sure some things are out of order, whatnot, and my systems knowledge of this airplane is still kind of lacking, you know. But once again, I'm only flying this on a flight simulator, so I'll try to stay as accurate as possible. So we'll just get right into it. First, all switches, levers, handles set and off. Check the gear handles down. Flaps are retracted. Spoilers are retracted. Fuel controls are off. Wipers are off. Come over here to the EFB. I got GPU connected, ASU connected, wheel chocks are installed. 3 doors currently open. Start by bringing the battery on, lift cover. The screens will boot up at what I understand are pretty realistic timing for the screens to come up. While we're waiting for them, without the external power connected, I run an APU fire test, and without the external power, we're not going to get any sounds. We're just going to get 3, 1, and 3 down here. 3, 1, and 3 lights. Cancel master caution. Next, external power. Bring on. Okay, and there go the screens. I thought they booted up on just battery power. Check the electrics. Showing external power connected. Here. That looks good. I'm going to run, well, at this time, if it were night, I'd bring up the lights, so we don't need any cockpit lighting right now. And run the APU fire test again, now with the external power. Now we get the bells and whistles with that. So get 3, 1, and 3.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire. Engine
Now, if I wasn't holding
fire.
down the mouse, I would cancel this,
Engine 2, fire.
which I can't do while I'm running the test, and
Engine
it would
3,
be silenced. The sound would be
fire.
silenced, but the lights would still be on.
Engine 2, fire.
Okay, that concludes that test. Usually my flows are down like this, so although my checklist seems to go out of order a little bit, so I'm just going to follow the checklist for now. Which has me bringing emergency power to armed, light goes out. APU start. There's 2 ways of starting the APU. One is from the APU panel, the other is from the electrical panel. If you start the APU up here, you need to bring it off manually after engine start. If you start it from the electrical panel, the APU will come off on its own. So we'll start it from there. Press that to keep the electrical page up. And wait for APU power to come online. While I'm waiting for the APU to come online, go over to my EFB here and we'll import our flight plan and review it. We got MCO to Atlanta, calling for about 38,000 pounds of fuel we're going to need. Burn 15 of that. Estimated takeoff, estimated landing weight. So I just confirmed that that's going to be below my max landing. And we'll wait to send these over till we get the FMC established, initialized. Okay, looks like we're getting APU power. Oops. So now I can bring external power off. And where are we here? Disconnect the GPU. Okay, now I'm going to start at these, the flow comes down here, up here, and down here like this. So, first things is bring my 3 IRUs on. First IRU is going to test cargo fire. That's test it. The aux and the number 2 IRUs are on. Come down here to the FMC. Active database takes me out to August 7th, which is what we want. Flight plan initialized. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to initialize the IRSs, and that's all you need to do. MCDU. Okay, voice recorder test. Green button down. Dial goes all the way to the right. Not too sure. I guess if we had a headset, we'd plug that in and listen. Gus bus, galley buses. Not too sure whether this should be reading anything. I'm just going to leave that alone. Cargo temp goes on high, and RF goes to about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock position. Ignition switches are off, 3 lights are out. Okay, up here, hydraulic pressure test. Go through its own test there, and we'll continue on. Battery charging annunciator is not illuminated. I think that would be down here if the battery were still discharging. I learned that some checklists had me bringing the emergency power fully to on and keeping it there by this step, and in that case I was still getting a battery discharge annunciator. I don't quite know why that is, but I revised the checklist to just bring that emergency power to arm right away. Once again, I'm not intimate with the systems of this plane too much. Okay, cockpit temp knobs. Well, I'll tell you what. It's the dead of summer, so we'll bring each of these to 9 o'clock. Cockpit temp. APU air. We'll wait 30 seconds after the APU is started, and then we'll bring on APU air here. And with APU air on, we can dismiss the air conditioning unit outside. Fuel panel quantity test. So I'm going to press this. The first thing I'll get is 18,880 followed by 10.5. 18,880 followed by 10.5, and that checks. Okay, emergency lights to arm. One click down. Okay, we haven't got any fuel yet, so I'm going to keep that seatbelt sign off. Nav light comes on, showing the airplane's being powered at the gate. Evac switch, red guarded. Okay, evac. Okay, we'll come up here. I don't need to lift the guard. Just bring that evac onto arm. Cabin pressure control set. Okay. I don't think there's much you have to do with that. Windshield anti-ice defog on normal and on. Oh, I'm going to keep that off for now. I'll bring that on in flight. I'm not too sure whether I'm supposed to bring that on now, but I'm going to keep it off. Annunciator light check test. Whoops, that's bright dim. Where are we here? Test.
Overspeed.
Okay, so we got the Christmas tree.
Overspeed.
Make sure all bulbs are
Overspeed.
lit.
Overspeed.
Also get the annunciator.
Overspeed.
Gear lights putting on a disco show there.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Everything is set down there.
Overspeed.
Fuel reset. Press. Okay, middle section. First thing with the GCP panel, want to make sure all our units are correct. Indicated airspeed, heading, feet. Leave that panel alone for now. 4 lights, green, gear check, gear annunciators checked. Standby altimeter, standby attitude indicator, uncage, standby attitude indicator, let that come to life. Press B, set the altimeter. And auto brake, it's going to set for takeoff. Takeoff warning system checked. Okay, so we're going to check the number 1 thrust lever and then the number 2 and 3 together. So number 1's going to come forward.
Stabilizer.
I'm going to get 4
Flap.
annunciator warnings.
Flat. Stabilizer.
Okay, so it's stab, flaps, slats, and brakes. Same thing on number 2 and 3.
Stabilizer. Flap. Flat. Stabilizer. Flap.
Okay, and that's checked. Okay, hydraulics. I want to set the parking brake. I'm going to bring the hydraulic screen up and turn on my aux hydraulic pump here. I'm not quite sure we do that at the gate, but I'm going to bring it on anyway, kind of just take my chances. So we're powering that number 3 system there, and I can set my parking brake. I don't know if this system needs to be charged to set the parking brake, but that's something I have to research. I'll just play it on the safe side. Pedestal radar test. I'm quite sure if this works at this point. Okay, that's blinking. I'm gonna. No, what is it telling me to do here? Oh, I'll keep that off. Not too sure how to test the radar, so we're not anticipating any storms going up there, so I'm just gonna skip over that. Comm panel. I like to keep Unicom in the left side and the emergency guard frequency on standby. Okay, same with here, except I keep the. I don't have a first officer today. I'm flying this single pilot, so I'm just going to put the guard frequency in. I used VATSIM for a year or 2, and I liked it. It was nice. It was a little too much reality for me. Having spoken to air traffic control during a lot of my career, nothing against them, but I kind of just wanted to immerse myself in my own little world here with flight simulating, and I just didn't want to deal with any outside people. Yeah, that's just me. I know it's a great learning tool, VATSIM, and Pilot Edge for that matter. Pilot Edge is a lot more serious. They're a lot more strict, and it's a pay service. But if you're looking to go into the airlines or looking to make aviation your career, those 2 systems for speaking on the radio are invaluable. However, I don't use them anymore, so these aren't. I'm not going to really be messing around with these radios anyway. We're going to come up with a fake transponder code. I like to use 5113. I don't know where I got that number from. It just kind of popped into my head, and so I don't have to deal with it later. I'm just going to bring the transponder on now, and I am going to select above since we'll be climbing, and in cruise I'll put that back to normal. Okay, moving on here. Pedestal MCDU set pre-flight. Okay. Okay, so at this time we'll go back to the EFB, dispatch. Once again, here's my route. I'm going to send the flight plan to the FMC. Green is good. Now, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if it works now, and it doesn't. So, I think let's wait a bit before we come back to this. I remember waiting, and then it worked, setting the payload and fuel by that. So let's go down here. It filled in a lot of the data for me here, although we're going to put in our alternate, which is Columbia, South Carolina. Take a sip of coffee here. And our flight number today is Delta 2204. I think real world here in 2024 is I think a 737-300 does this route now. But that's the beauty of flight sim. We can kind of go back in time here and relive. Cruise level 370. And I'm just going to get a sample temp and wind. This, inputting numbers into this field here really confused me at first. I think I got the gist of it here. First, we're going to be going at 37,000 feet. Midway here, 37 is showing minus 49 degrees. So we'll put that in. Now, in cruise here, I don't think you put the minus for a headwind. I think you put the minus for a tailwind, but let's see here. And wind is the component, not the actual speed. So SimBrief will give you the component, the headwind component, which 37 winds will be 154.7, so I'm getting about a 6-knot tailwind. So let's put the minus in and this and see if that works. Nope, that's a headwind. So minus is the headwind, which makes sense here, but when you put it in for the departure, it's opposite. I still don't understand the discrepancy with that. It's confusing, but let's fix this. Tailwind 6 knots. Okay, so that looks good. So we're not getting much of a push today. Our cost index on our flight plan is 20. And I'm going to go over here. Okay, so at this time, before I enter this, let me try to do this. Oh, what am I forgetting here? Set payload and fuel. I remember last time I did something. APUs. Well, you know, let me start up GSX. Let me start boarding. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Brake is set. Huh. Why won't this load? There it is. Now, I don't know what I did to make that work, but it worked. Okay, we'll just go with it. So that shot the numbers over here. I want to get my flight plan up and confirm that I'm setting the correct numbers here. Once again, 38,000 pounds of fuel on the block. Confirm that. Takeoff weight Well, Simbrief's saying 393. This is saying 394. I'll take that. And take off CG 28.3. Zero fuel weight CG is 27.5. Okay, that's all set. Over here to the flight plan. Let's I'll get up the Orlando's information, see what runway they're departing here, and we're in airside 4, so we're actually closer. Not that it would matter in real life. ATC would give us whatever runway they want, but I sure would like 17 right for a departure instead. And they are departing south, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with 17 right. And we are on the GME 3 departure. Transition pane. Insert. So I'll use this time now to do the departure briefing. It's going to be runway 17 right for departure. That's a 10,000 foot runway. Looks like 17 right. Climb on heading 185 to intercept course 154 to cross Cape at or above 1500. Take a look at that up here. Cross Cape at or above 1500. Then on track 140 for vectors. Okay, so we'll keep the discontinuity in there. And then my first fix after the disco is MD USA, Mud USA. How do you pronounce that? Mud, MD, Medusa, Medusa, Clash of the Titans. Okay. Okay, let's get the well, we'll check all the fixes here. Make sure we don't have anything crazy, and we'll get the arrival in here. Don't know which runway we're going to have at Atlanta, but we'll just put something in there for now. We'll put runway 26 in. 26 right. And we are on the Jedi 3 arrival. Large transition. And let me get the approach up there. I use another computer to for all my Navigraph and Simbrief. I have an Apple MacBook here that I'm using. 26 right. Let's see here. 26 right. The Jedi. Let's just pick the Zello transition to 26 right off the arrival, and if that changes, change it in flight. Jedi, Wookiee, so we got Star Wars fixes going in there. Alternate Columbia. Okay, keep that. Flight plan is entered. If I wanted to, I could bring this into map mode and check all the fixes just to verify, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now it's looking for performance. Go over here. We will be off of runway 17 right for departure. 17 right, 10,000 feet. Get weather information. 3011. Good. That matches. Takeoff weight 394, 298. We're going to pretend we work for an airline that uses 15 degrees of flaps all the time. So we're going to put a specific setting in there. And the packs are going to be on. Before I do that, I want to dial flap over to 15. That'll be our takeoff setting. And calculate. Okay, so V1, 134, 134, V1, VR, the same value, V2 is 155, flex temp is 59. So let's enter those here, 134, 134, 155, and my flex is 59. Packs are going to be on, flaps are going to be 15. Okay, over here, slope and wind. Once again, we enter the slope, and the wind is a wind component. So this one I kind of just ballpark. If the winds are 220 off of 170 at 7, I got about a. Let's do the math here. I got about a 4-knot headwind component. So this one, I don't put the minus sign in for headwind. I just put 4. So the slope is 0, and this is just going to be 4. There we go. Headwind component of 4. This is what I was talking about. It's opposite. You don't put the minus sign in for headwind component, but back on the other initialization page, you put the minus. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. You put the minus for a headwind. Okay. Whatever. Outside air temperature is 31 degrees, and you got to put the C in there for Celsius. Climb thrust and excel in the United States is pretty much always 1,000 feet. Although in the corporate jets, the Lears and stuff I flew, we didn't really. I mean, we would accelerate, but it was kind of a constant acceleration. We didn't fly like the big airliners do, where you kind of drop the nose at 1,000 feet. But since we're flying an MD-11 here, let's set this up for 1,000 feet. Runway is 90 feet above sea level, so let's do 1090 for all 3 of these. Okay, and we're set. Keep the flight plan on that side and on this side. Put that, put the takeoff data. Stab is 4.5 units. I come over here, set 4.5. Whoops, going the wrong way. 4.5 units. Okay, and that's set. Okay, transponder set. I'm going to continue the checklist. Transponder set. Aileron rudder trim is set 0, 0. We imported our flight plan. We loaded it. Fuel load verify. Okay, so let's go to the fuel page. And we have 38,000 pounds of fuel, and I checked that against my flight plan, and that is good. So at this time, we'll bring the seatbelt sign on. flight instruments. Now, the FCP operational philosophy with MD-11s is these buttons here. If you push, you get what you currently have. If you pull, you get what you have in the window. And that took me a little bit to get used to with this airplane. Other airplanes, you can dial 250 in there from 300 and the plane will start slowing. Here you have to pull to get what you have in the window. Go over that more in flight. MCDU is programmed. The GCP, I like traffic and data up on there. And Barrow will keep 200 feet minimum set. And FCP 250 knots. We don't, I guess we don't put V2 in there in this airplane, just keep 250 knots. And my initial heading is going to be 185. Initial altitude on the Gimi 3 departure is, let's see, for 17 right it's 7,000 feet. Okay, I have no speed restrictions off the departure that we have to meet, so let's go down here, intercept. So Cape 250 knots, that's what we want. So the FMS will accelerate us to 250 knots by Cape. So I can arm FMS speed. Okay, it's going to be showing, looks like V2 plus 10 for now. At my acceleration altitude, which is 1090, FMS speed should go to 250. If it does not, for whatever reason, I programmed it incorrectly, I'm just going to bring this into manual mode at acceleration altitude and make it manually fly 250. And this is an RNAV departure, so I can arm nav. If it were a heading departure, I wouldn't arm any lateral mode. I would just select heading at 400 feet. But we can arm the nav mode now, and I'll arm profile. So what you should get over here are 3 pinks for an RNAV departure. 3 pinks here for a heading departure. Just 2 pinks, so 165 and profile armed and nothing there. That's how I understand it. I could be wrong, but that seemed to work for me during the last few flights I've had. Okay, takeoff data and bugs are set 134, 134, 155. Pack signs are on. And we're up to the engine start check. I have no idea why GSX is loading 537 passengers onto this airplane. It doesn't hold that many passengers. But we'll let it do its thing. I don't want to disturb any of the process here. Let's see how we're doing over here. Come out and say hi. It looks like these people are climbing up from a... Yeah, you know, I downloaded the profiles for the airplane and the airport, and I kind of have no idea why this is happening like this. Yeah. Okay, well, let's keep that going there. Let's go outside the airplane, take a look around. Really cool detail here. Nose wheel steering pistons. Looks like I got a little bit of a cant there to the nose wheel. Some of the original airplanes that TFDi came out with were just so filthy outside. I mean, I know they want to, you know, display realism and stuff, but you know, FedEx usually keeps their planes pretty clean. They wash them all the time. I've never seen a FedEx MD-11 in real life that was that dirty. I mean, maybe I'm not looking close enough, but I kind of like. You know, this seems reasonable for an older airplane. This amount of dirt, grime. So they got all the noise suppression material on here to be pretty accurate. Overall, this airplane looks real nice. Whoever did the paint for this did an excellent job. We got the Ron Allen. I guess that was the CEO for Delta back in the 90s. And he was the inventor of this Delta paint scheme. I remember seeing this right here, one fine day, passing by Philadelphia International Airport around, I guess it was around 1996 or so, after seeing widgets at that E-terminal since I was a kid. I all of a sudden saw this one day sitting there, and at first I was kind of disgusted. Nothing against Ron Allen or anything, but you know, going from the widget to this thing, to this, whatever this is, it looks like a font that, you know, Microsoft Office would use. I don't know. Anyway, it grew on me a little bit, but the widget will always be #1 in my book. Okay, so APU doors open. That's good. I could swear I did not see that in the first iteration of this airplane. Maybe I did, but at least we have it now. It'd be nice to have some you know, heat coming out of this, heat blur. Maybe that'll be in the future updates. This is nice. I like that. That's nice texture. I don't know what that is, but it looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good. You know. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. That's some pretty good texture there. Kind of fading of the paint. All right. Yeah, this stairway's supposed to be down. I don't know why it's not. It's not giving me a way to walk back up there, but looks like I'll have to go back up there and around, down through the jetway. All right, let's go back up into the cockpit and wait for. We're almost there with the passenger loading. I gotta find a way to fix that and to get. You know, I could swear that I synced my GSX with my SimBrief profile. I don't know why it's not following that. SimBrief's got 381 passengers. After this, I'll investigate. See if anyone here is. I've got some people. Let's see. Arthur Shelby, Joshua Borges, CRT screens. Yeah. MSFS. Yeah, you got that right. All right. Alright, let's prepare for pushback and departure. Close cockpit door, lock it, deny. Any doors closed and locked. All doors are closed. Beacon on. Ignition. We'll run the A system there on. Air page open. Air. Okay, so just to review how engine start goes here, we're going to pull the start handle here, the orange button, and we watch for a drop in. I guess we watch for a drop in this number right here. Once we confirm that, we bring the advisory page over to engine and verify we have oil pressure, and then introduce fuel. Okay, so what do I want to be doing here? Facing south? Let me get up my... Okay, so yes, I do want to be facing south on the taxi lane. Okay, release wheel chocks, then release parking brake. Okay, even though they gave me the clearance for, even though they gave me the clearance to start engines, I'm going to wait till the pushback's complete. It's a small ramp area. I don't want to blow anything over. There's an old A321 over there. Can't wait for Phoenix to come out with the 321s and the 319s. Their 320 is just, it's a beautiful model they have. But this, I live in Philadelphia and I see these things buzzing over my house all day long. Owned by American Airlines. Can't wait till this plane comes out. It's another 321. And another one! And we got an old 757 over here, which I can't imagine how much longer these things are going to last for Delta. They're probably some of the oldest airplanes in the fleet, out of any fleet at this point. It's a great airplane. It's a testimony to how great the 757 is. I mean, the things are still flying. Alright, I hope he goes over here rather than where we're going. Come on, buddy, make that turn. Ah. Alright, well that's the one thing about PXT. We'll kind of just ignore him. By the way, I have, I'm running PSXT along with Real Traffic, which is a paid subscription, but I've been very happy with this, despite what just happened with that 757. This follows all the real-world air traffic that's currently happening, and all the libraries. Everything's pretty accurate. Still some bugs that they got to sort out, but I've been very happy with this AI traffic program. Actually, it's not AI; it's real-world. Where did he end up going? Did he disappear? No, who cares? Okay, parking brake set. All right, engine start. The start order is 3, 1, and 2. Air page open. Aux hydraulic pump is on. Pull engine start. That drop in air there. That's confirmed. And engine confirm where he's rising oil pressure. And then introduce fuel monitor. engine stabilized, I'm going to confirm a good start with the ground crew. And next engine is going to start number 1, bring us back to air. Open start, whoops. Open starter valve. Watch for drop in air pressure. Engine, rise in oil pressure. That's confirmed. Notice the oil quantity goes down, which is normal, but we'll use that as our post-engine check. Okay, stabilized. Air page. Start valve open, drop in air, engine, rise in oil pressure, fuel, monitor. %, into the starter valve closes. Generator on, hydraulic panel is checked. Hydraulics look good. Aux hydraulic pumps off. Okay, so after engine start, we confirmed all 3 are lined up parallel. So what you're looking for is 2, 4, 6, and 8. 8 means the engine ate, A-T-E, ate the oil quantity. So it dropped from 22 to 15, which is what you're looking for. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And that's our engine check. APU air is coming off. And before taxi check, weights, winds, and temperatures. Let's update the weather here. We have winds are 220 at 7. Still 31 degrees, 3011 on the meter. Engine anti-ice not needed. APU verify shutdown and shut itself down. Electrical panel is checked, all green. Configuration page. Auto brake set to RTO. Spoilers are armed. Flight controls. This would be a lot quicker with 2 pilots. Flying single pilots, just or sit here taking up ramp space. Rudder. Flaps set 15 degrees. Stab trim, I verify this number here, 4.5, matches that number. And that's checked and set. Flaps are indicated, set 15. Taxi diagram out. Taxi light on. Brakes released. Start rolling forward. Okay. Okay, something's wrong with my nose wheel steering. All right, let's investigate this. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Knew something would have to go wrong. Oh. Okay. Well, that kind of explains it. Something is wrong. All right. Where's neutral? I don't know why this is not in the middle there. My joystick is centered. All right, folks. Let me just all right. I'm going to switch this to the twisting RZ. Switch to nose wheel steering because regular joystick's not working. Where is that? R. Okay, let's see if that's any better. All right, it seems to be holding. Okay, so we're going to go out here to Hotel 4. Let me get the ground map up. And that's going to take us over to Hotel, make a left, and take that to the hold short of runway 17 right. Okay, taxi check. Briefing is complete. 17 right departure, up to 7,000. Takeoff configuration, looking for that green box down there. Takeoff is imminent, so we'll buzz the crew there in the back. Flight modes. Got 1, 2, 3. FMS speed, nav armed, profile armed. Standing by for below the line. And I don't know why I'm getting these stutters either. I haven't had these for a while. So we just had an aircraft land on 17 left, and he'll be crossing runway 17 right. No one is on final for 17 right, so we'll pretend we gotta line up and wait for that aircraft to cross before we take off. That's going to be an Airbus 319 downfield. So taking the runway, high intensity on, runway turn off on, and then when we're clear for takeoff, we'll bring all 3 of these down. Stop here, see where that traffic is. There he is. Now, I don't know why he does not show up on this map here, but the aircraft park at the gate do, so maybe someone can explain that. GPS tracking? That don't work. Okay, he's clear. We're clear for takeoff. 3 lights down. Throttles up 50%. Make sure each engine's coming up and even. Release brake. Auto flight, and set takeoff power. Looking for 101.9. Airspeed's alive, 80 knots. Cross check. B1, rotate pretty soon there. And smooth rotation up to 15 degrees. Right there. And we're off. Landing gear up. Okay, and we're going to follow our flight director bars. And we don't exceed 20 degrees of pitch. There's our acceleration altitude. Just going to bring the nose down. Slats retracted, flaps up. Autopilot is on, showing 250 knots. And we are direct to Cape. Taxi lights off. Spoilers disarmed. After takeoff check, gear 4 lights are out. Flap slats retracted. EAD, no alerts. And we are going to keep our turn coming around here. And cleared up to 12,000.
Stabilizer motion.
Let's go direct to Medusa. Let's stay in heading mode for now to bring it around. Huh. Climb thrust. I don't know why this is doing this. Alright. Engines shouldn't be varying like that. I don't know why they are. Let's try that. See if it works. What is going on here? Let's go up to 37. Alright. That seemed to have evened things out a bit. One thing we forgot, take the auto brake off. Alright, there's the transition altitude. 9 to 2 set, and all our lights off. Cabin altitude is climbing. Holding pressure. That's set. Now, one thing we forgot to do is set this. Let's see if this works. I don't know if I can set this in flight. 3. Alright, well, I'm going to shut my mouth and go on mute. Just enjoy the flight. I'll check back in during descent.
conflict.
Okay, I'm back with you. I've been trying to figure out why these fluctuations with the auto throttle's been happening, and I have no idea. I tried getting rid of it, and it's not really doing the trick. So after this flight, I'll do a little bit of research on why that could be. In the meantime, I'm going to start the descent down to flight level 240. I'm just going to start the VS descent.
Altitude.
Deviation. Okay, descent check. FMS, the MCDU is set for our arrival. We're going to be in on runway 27 left, which is on the south end of the field. Let's brief the approach now. It's the ILS 27 left at Atlanta. Frequency 108.5, inbound approach course 275. MSA is 3,100 feet. Missed approach, climbed to 1,500, then climbing left turn to 4,000 on heading 265. And inbound on RMG VOR. We are allowed down to 1199. Obstacles are to the north. Airport elevation 1026. Okay, that's approach is briefed. And landing data. Let's get that. It's going to be 27 left. Dry. Get weather information. Good. Landing weight. Let's figure on $380. And we're going to do a full 50 degrees of flap. Auto brake low, reversers all, calculate. It's giving us a landing distance 5419. We've got 7950 available, which is good. And we'll turn this low. Okay, we'll descend via the arrival, so our next cross is at or above 14,000 at Ditster. Let's increase the rate of descent. I don't quite trust the VNav yet to do a descent via on the arrival, just because these auto throttles are making me nervous. I don't know why they're doing that. They seem to be searching for the bug setting there. Okay, so we have to cross Ditster at Ditster. Is that it? Ditster? To cross Ditster at 280 knots. status pages are all correct. We've got fuel, land, and passenger signs on. In fact, I gotta add passenger signs in my checklist because it's not on there. We're standing by for the transition level check. Alright, I'll select 280, let the airplane start to decelerate. Like I don't quite need any spoilers. The plane's decelerating at 3,000 feet a minute descent. So we're looking pretty good. Just one more time, check the weather in Atlanta. Winds are 210 at 8, 10 miles visibility, few at 3,000, scattered 14,000, scattered 18,000, broken 25,000. Temperature 29, dew point 22, altimeter 3006. I'll set that to standby. Switch back to the Bing Map app. I just don't. This is the default satellite. I really don't like this color. Although the Bing Maps had some real bad areas where there were mismatches of color, but the general format of the Bing Map enhancement was much better than this. It's just it looks too. I don't know. Doesn't look dark enough. Well, the throttles don't seem to be messing around much at idle, so that's good. Looks like we got a friend down there right on our. Let's see here. He's 6,200 feet above us. Let's see if we can tell who this is. So that would put them around 22,000. Check my flight aware down here. Atlanta. Throttles go again. Shouldn't be doing that. I just don't know what the problem is. 3035 who are over top of us right there. Let's see if we can block them and just kind of follow them in to the runway. Let's see. So if this disappears when I put it in, that's who it is. DAL 3035. Track 2741 into the field. Okay, let's head down to 11,000. And we got crossing Wookie at 250 at or above 11,000.
Altitude. I am going to bring the spoilers out just a smidge. Got 3 miles to go to Wookie. Let's get back to 250 here. Alright, let's go back to 10,000. Transition check, altimeters, set all the lights on, forgot about that. I'll hold off on that till we're cleared to land. Intensity, all on, motion.
transition level checks complete. Let's continue down to 8,000.
Oh, it's clamp. Okay, so okay. If it's clamped, then I can manually operate. I think I was supposed to cross Daffy at 8,000 feet. Nah, well, I missed that crossing restriction. Got distracted. One crossing restriction. Looks like I have to fill out a NASA form for that. And let's go down to 6,000 feet.
Altitude.
Alright, extend one notch of flap. On a heading now, kind of start to head over to Silva. Silva, continue the descent down to 5,000. All right, we're 24 miles out from the airport. Flight attendants prepare the cabin for landing. Yada yada. There you go. Let's start inching over here. Ourselves vectors. Landing lights set, sterile cockpit, flight instruments, FMS. Set, approach check is complete. I'd be joining around CJ there, 5,000 feet. Okay, so now it goes to hold. I should not be able to control this if I move the throttles. I'm so used to flying the Boeings and the Airbuses, I forgot what clamp meant. Clamp means you can manipulate or override the throttles yourself. Alright, I'm going to really pull back here. Let's go to, give ourselves plenty of time. Let's go to 170 knots. Call for flaps 15. Good intercept will be 300. So left turn heading 300, maintain 5,000 till established, cleared ILS runway 27 left.
Altitude.
We are cleared for the approach. Landing is armed. Localizer's alive. Let's give it one more notch of flaps. Go flaps 28. Once we are established on the glide path, we will dial in.
Stabilizer motion.
Actually, I think I can do that now. Dial in. Missed approach altitude 4,000 feet. Okay, so we got a localizer is captured on here, and yeah, I would like that to track that a little better. We'll see how it ends up doing. So I got a little friend over here going to the parallel. That's probably Delta 973. See if I can see him out there. Nah, it's cloudy. Okay, glide slope is alive. Technically, I'm not supposed to capture the glide slope at 5,000 feet, but there's step-down fixes to depot, which is 2,800, but we'll just capture the glide slope from here. Okay, we'll maintain 170 knots till a 5-mile final, which is standard. We are established on localizer, established on glide. We are standing by for gear and before landing check. You can see that traffic now. Where are you, buddy? There he is. Hello. Okay, we're cleared to land. Gear down. Landing light on.
2,500.
Spoilers armed. Okay, before landing check, gear down, 4 green. Slats and flaps. Let's go 35. Waiting for 5 miles out to slow to 143. Auto brakes are set, missed approach altitude set, lights are all on. Forward landing checks complete. Pre-select 143. Okay, there's 5 miles. Select and go full flap.
Stabilizer motion.
1,000 feet stabilized, cleared to land. Autopilot's coming off.
Autopilot.
Now, just gotten used to the pitch of this airplane.
Stabilizer motion.
Try to make it as smooth as possible here. Well, we are right at ref.
500.
It's very pitchy, but I guess that's realistic.
Approaching minimum. Approaching minimum. 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 Minimum.
Threshold at 50.
50.
Start
40,
to roll this back
30,
a little.
20. 10.
Try to, it's hard to, there we go. Down, reversers engaged. I'm not going to try to make that turn off. 80 knots. Go to nose wheel steering. Spoilers retracted, flaps retracted. Welcome to Atlanta. Local times 12:42. We will cross here. Let's just stop the airplane. Alright, how are we looking here? Can we cross? Looks like someone's taking off. 717, he's off. We're cleared to cross. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. Okay, we're going to the Seacon course today. Let's see. Let's see which gates are available down there. Looks like we've got a full house. Enter on Lima 6. I'd love to park in the southwest spot, you know, to mess them up a little bit. Now maybe we'll park down here where all the 717s are. Shut the center engine down. Go down there around gate. We'll try gate Charlie 47 and see if anybody's taking that up. If not, we'll park next to them. Tell you what, let's park right next to the window there, which would be Charlie 33. See if GSX will take that. Customize airport positions. Let's just come to a stop here. Charlie. Folks, stay seated. Still trying to find a marshaller to park us. And which... That's Charlie 35. Why isn't there Charlie 30? Nobody over here. I'll park over there. Come on, GSX. You know what? I'm going to park Charlie 33 anyway. I don't know why it's not on the list. Just in time for the CRJ to back up into us. Let's try to get out of his way. So we got a cop car over here. That's good because we had a problem passenger. Got to get him taken off. Oh, that's why it's Charlie 31. Seems to be mislabeled. All right, let's just stop here. Let's do this again. GSX. All right, let's go in. GSX decided to take a dive on me there. See if I can just park myself and guess where I'm going. Alright, that looks good enough. Alright. Seatbelts. Oop, I don't want to turn the nav off, just the beacon. Oops. No, that's not supposed to do that. Alright. Why that didn't come off. GSX, what's going on here? Alright, I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. I just wish some of these programs were more reliable. Don't want to move. Issue connected. All right, looks good. See what we look like at the gate. Kind of blocking that 7-1. Well, let's see. Does he have room to get out? Yeah. Another problem, I always have trouble getting the cargo doors opened after flight. I don't know what the problem is. Let's see. I don't think that's going to do any good. No. Alright, that seems to be doing something. I don't know what the problem is, why I can't. This has happened the past few flights. Okay, anyway, it's what we're dealing with. I have some homework to do after this flight. I got to find out a few things. Why the most disturbing thing was the throttles, the auto throttle fluctuating up and down ever since my climb out at Orlando. I don't know why it did that. To figure that out. I got to run my trim back to. There we go. I'm going to run the trim back to 3 units. I wonder if that has something to do with the cargo door. I doubt it. Cabin altitude is what we have here on the ground, so it's not a pressurization problem. Let's try this one more time. Alright, well that's about the best we can do. Maybe I'll record another one of these tutorial videos fixing the problems I encountered with this. Okay, the full cargo door opened. I don't get it with the other. Looks like the jetway didn't really connect either. Okay, well, that's that. Thanks for being a part, and we'll see you shortly.